Support veteran-owned business. With nearly 2 million across the country, they generate close to $1 trillion in revenue. On this Money Monday, we want to welcome Ron Kirby, Executive Director of the Low Country Regions chapter of Business Network International, or BNI. Ron, thank you for being here, and thank you so much for your service.
Well, thank you very much. I'm honored you invited me to be here.
What branch did you serve in?
United States Marine Corps.
And how long were you in the Marines for?
32 years.
32 years. Wow. And so tell us about, was your father in the military? Did you have any family members in the Marines?
No, I knew from the third grade in school, my best buddy and I would talk about it, I wanted to be a Marine.
Really?
And as life went on, I joined and spent a lifetime in it.
Mm-hmm. So you served 32 years in the Marine Corps, and now you are a businessman. So tell us about that transition from civilian life into, from the Marines to civilian life.
At first it's pretty difficult. You're so structured and expecting people to be early for the appointments you have and things, and it took a little bit of adjusting. But the beauty of the BNI and the Marine Corps is they're very similar. You take out the war fighting, the boot camp and TBS, the leadership, the commitment, the accountability to one another. My definition of leadership is the art of positive influence for an individual or a group of people under favorable and unfavorable conditions alike. And what that basically means, you need leadership when the times are great, but you also need strong leadership when times are a little tough.
Yeah. Tell us about BNI.
BNI, it's the second greatest thing that happened to me in the business world. I got invited to a meeting 17 years ago, went to it, didn't buy into it at the beginning, but then when I read about it, I fell in love with it. Mm-hmm. And in Bluffton, South Carolina, it's a very small town at that time, 17,000 people, and we built 7 chapters in that town.
Wow.
And it became BNI Country, as it's called. But BNI is where you have a group of members that meet on a specific day every week for 90 minutes, and you put only one person per profession can be in that room. And it's all about building structural trust and confidence, believing in one another, commitment. For a small business owner, it's, as I said, it's the best kept secret in the United States of America. Go find out what it's about. Yeah. You'll be glad you did.
Mm-hmm. And now you said this is the second best thing to happen to you in your business life. What's the first?
Well, the Marine Corps wasn't a business, but it was my major part of my life.
Yeah, and before you mentioned a few things that how, the Marines and BNI are so similar, but what are some real lessons that you took from the Marine into your journey with BNI?
Oh, it's hands down the discipline,
yeah.
Structure, being able to adjust to change.
Yeah.
When COVID came about, our Chief Executive Officer, Graham Weimiller, he made a massive change quickly and got us all on Zoom, mm-hmm. which saved a lot of businesses and saved a lot of lives, quite honestly.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So the change is paramount. But to me, the number one thing is the leadership.
Mm-hmm. What do veterans need to get their entrepreneurial endeavors off the ground?
First thing you got to do, you got to believe in yourself. It's a scary thought to go out on your own.
Yeah.
When I did it many, many years ago, I'm thinking I don't have a corporate or a company that's going to pay me a guaranteed paycheck next week. I don't have benefits of this or that or the other. It's scary, but I'll tell you what, it's worth doing it. Mm-hmm. You get out there, and for a veteran that's going to think about this, go find a BNI chapter. Yeah. Go visit. You have to network. You have to get other people around you that are like-minded and want to be successful in life.
Mm-hmm. And I have to ask you, Ron, back a few minutes ago in our earlier conversation, you were saying that you need positive leadership when times are great and also when times are not so great. You survived a near-fatal accident last year. Tell us a little bit about this.
I was going to pay the taxes on my wife's vehicle, and an individual ran a stop sign, and I seen it for about 1 second. According to the police report, he hit me head on about 60 miles an hour. And I had 2 fractures in my neck, 6 cracked ribs, a compound femur break, broken left hand, broke wrist, arm ripped open. I was very, very fortunate to have survived them. Even more fortunate to be walking a little bit today.
They told you that you wouldn't be able to walk, right?
That's what they said. Told Christine at first they didn't know if I would make it, and then they said, well, we're not going to be able to walk again. So, well, you know what? They don't know the determination of the United States Marine.
And how can they get in touch with BNI?
They can go to bnisclowcountry.com, or they can call me, 843-304-6111.
Wonderful, Ron. Well, thank you for being here, and thank you again for your service.
Thank you very much.
We're back in 2 minutes.